Following the successful effort to recall pro-gun control Democrats in Colorado last month, a similar movement has cropped up in California. Late yesterday, gun rights advocates in Sacramento announced they're going to target a group of California Democrats for a recall because of their pro-gun control stance. Now, California just recently passed 11 gun control measures, some of the strictest in the country. So what chance does this recall effort have in what is usually considered one of the most progressive states in the nation? Joining me now for tonight's Q&A is Craig DeLuz, the legislative advocate for California Association of Federal Firearm Licensees. Craig, thanks for being here.
It is a pleasure to be here with you.
Let's start with this. Tell me a little bit about these 11 laws that Governor Jerry Brown just signed to effect, I believe, 2 weeks ago? Tell me a little bit about the 11 laws.
It was just about 2 weeks ago, and let me start by saying that not one of these pieces of legislation are going to reduce gun violence. In fact, when the legislators who proposed them were repeatedly asked those questions during committee hearings, as I'm sure you can guess, not one of them was able to actually answer that question.
Well, if they had banned all guns, short of confiscating them, I don't think any of us here at the table would believe that it would reduce gun violence. But so tell me, what did they actually do?
Well, a number of the pieces of legislation that they passed, basically what they do is they make it more restrictive, or they restrict the rights of law-abiding citizens. As you know, most gun, whether it's gun bans or gun restrictions or reporting requirements, have absolutely nothing to do with those who actually commit gun crimes, because guess what? They're not going to follow the law anyway. So basically what it winds up doing is it winds up putting additional restrictions on law-abiding citizens. A great example is AB 711, which actually bans lead ammunition for hunting in the state of California, which is about as close to a ban on hunting in this state as you'll find.
Yeah, I'm from Texas, Craig, and I remember duck hunting. We had to use steel shotgun shells instead of lead, but that was driven by environmental purposes. Is that the same justification in California?
Well, it's the same justification. It may not necessarily be the main reason why they wanted to do it. Once again, the whole goal of these folks in California is they realize that they can't make gun owners sit in the back of the bus, but what they can do is they can remove all the seats from the front of the bus. So that's what they're doing. They're slowly but surely chipping away at our ability to keep and own firearms.
Okay, so let's talk about the prospects for success on this recall effort. Colorado and California are pretty different states. Colorado, I think it's fair to say, is at least somewhat purple. California is completely blue. You've got, I think, 5 different legislators who are going to possibly be recalled. We have a picture of them we can put up. It includes John Perez, Lorena Gonzalez, Ben Huso, Norma Torres, and Sharon Quirk Silva. Any of these actually have a chance of being recalled?
To be quite honest, I'm not a political consultant. I don't run a lot of campaigns, but what I can tell you is this, is that in any recall effort, because the voter turnout tends to be a lot lighter, there's always a chance. You know, our desire in this whole thing is one, we're excited with the fact that citizens are understanding that elections do have consequences. It's in particular for gun rights advocates, that they need to understand that elections have consequences and that they ought to hold elected officials accountable when they don't support our Second Amendment rights. And in this particular case, we want to make sure that these folks who don't support the rights understand that their votes in the legislature also come with consequences.
It seems that Jerry Brown knew that to some extent. Correct me if I'm wrong. He actually did veto one proposal to ban assault weapons or something like that. Is that correct?
As a matter of fact, he did. It was such a poorly crafted bill. My guess is the governor understood that it wouldn't stand 2 seconds in a court of law.
All right. Well, apparently after the Colorado recalls, the organizers of this effort, their phones started ringing off the hook in California. So we'll see if they'll be successful. Thanks for joining us tonight, Craig.
It was a pleasure being here.
Despite the problems with healthcare.gov, Obamacare's biggest problem might not be the website. It isn't the website. It's a fundamental flaw. It's a flaw in the definition of the word insurance. We'll have that for you next.